Hello everyone. In this video, I will try to give you some tricks how to remember allied angle formulae. In my previous two videos, we have discussed allied angle formulae where angles of the form 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta were involved, and their proofs were also discussed at length. Now, not necessarily angles would be of the form 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta. They could also be of the form like 180 minus theta or 180 plus theta or 360 minus theta. So instead of continuing with the proofs of all those formulae, I thought if I can give you only tricks how to remember them. Because frankly, from JE point of view, proofs are not required, but applications are required. And in problem solving, especially, I feel that you should be ready with answers for situation like sine 180 plus theta or sine 180 minus theta. So it's better to consider the tricks how to remember allied angle formulae, right? Now I will be taking help of this unit circle even in explaining those tricks. And here I have shown one line which makes angle alpha with positive x-axis in anti-clockwise direction. Now this alpha can be 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta or 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, etc. Right? Now look at the quadrants first. In first quadrant, what have we seen before? That x and y coordinates are positive, right? That we already know. And due to that fact, we also know using unit circle trigonometry from where we started that cos alpha and sin alpha are positive in first quadrant, and hence actually all trigonometric ratio would be positive. See, what is that alpha? Alpha may be 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta, etc. But answer for sin alpha, cos alpha positive, and hence remaining all trigonometric ratios also turn out to be positive. Correct? What happens in second quadrant? In second quadrant, we know x coordinate negative and y positive. And due to that, now we will have cos alpha negative and sin alpha positive. And now since sin alpha is positive, even cosec alpha is positive. What about remaining other trigonometric ratios? They all would turn out to be negative. Why? Because cos alpha becomes negative. Cos alpha negative means sec alpha negative, right? Now cos alpha negative means tan also will become negative, even sin alpha positive, but cos alpha negative will make tan alpha negative. And once tan alpha is negative, cot is negative. Now you know why I am saying remaining all other trigonometric ratios in second quadrant are negative. Okay. Now what happens in third quadrant? In third quadrant, x and y coordinates both are negative, means actually cos alpha and sin alpha both are negative. But since both are negative, tan alpha becomes positive. And now since tan alpha is positive, cot alpha would be positive in third quadrant. And in fourth quadrant, what will happen now? X coordinate is positive, y coordinate is negative. X positive means your cos alpha would be positive, but now sin alpha would be negative. Now, since cos alpha is positive, sec alpha would be positive, but remaining all other trigonometric ratios would be negative. Now, this is about like in which quadrant you would be, and accordingly your answers for sin, cos, tan, and maybe remaining three also, at least their signs you know whether they would be negative or positive, right? Now, okay, now one more trick I try to give you where you will be seeing that in which quadrant you are. Now I am giving you something different, right? Not in terms of coordinates. I am saying 90 minus theta. Now you are subtracting something from 90. So are you not expected to be in first quadrant? So whenever you are writing answer for 90 minus theta, just imagine that you are in first quadrant. Okay. Now what about second quadrant? In second quadrant, I'm expecting that either you are talking about 90 plus theta kind of, or 180 minus. 180 minus means you will have to go up, right? Less than 180 you are saying. So you are expected to be in second quadrant whenever you are talking about 90 plus theta or 180 minus theta. Okay. Now, what about third quadrant? In third quadrant, I expect angle of the form 180 plus theta would come, correct? So this is about 180 plus theta. And now what about fourth quadrant? In fourth quadrant, I'm expecting Here, after one complete circle, angle would be 360 degree. So 360 minus theta will take you to fourth quadrant, or simply minus theta, like you are moving in clockwise direction, means angle would be negative. So 360 minus theta and minus theta, they would take you to fourth quadrant. Now, you know, when you will be writing answers for allied angle formulae, where 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta or 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta or 360 minus theta or minus theta even are appearing. So accordingly, at least you know in which quadrant you are going to be. Now, this is my second step. Now, third step is that you see what that alpha is. If alpha is of the form 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta, then answer for sine goes in terms of cos, and answer for cos comes in terms of sine. Those who have done those two videos, those who have seen those two videos, they will know that we have already seen sine 90 minus theta was cos theta, or cos 90 plus theta was minus sine theta. This kind of thing we have seen. Now here I am not talking about plus or minus sign. I'm just saying that answer for sine will come in terms of cos, and answer for cos will come in terms of sine, right? Now that will clearly tell you that answer for tan will come in terms of cot, and similarly I can say cosec in terms of sec, sec in terms of cosec, and cot in terms of tan. I'm just saying cot in terms of tan, etc. I'm not talking about plus or minus sign. That plus and minus sign will be decided as step 2, like what we had discussed. So this way I'm telling you something about 90 minus theta and 90 plus theta. Now what happens if your angles are 180 minus theta, 180 plus theta, or 360 minus theta or minus theta? In these cases, answer for sine comes in terms of sine, and answer for cos comes in terms of cos. I have just written here etc. means answer for tan in terms of tan, cot in terms of cot, etc. Right? Now these are the three things which you have to remember while answering for sine of a particular angle or cos of a particular angle. Okay, let's move further. Now, these are those three cases. I have just put here like those three cases what we discussed just now. Now, with help of these, I will be making a table. For example, we have to find sine of 90 minus theta, sine of 90 plus theta. Same is with cos and tan of 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta. Now, I am filling these columns here as cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta, cot theta, and minus cot theta. What does this mean? This means sin 90 minus theta is cos theta, or cos 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. Actually, these two rows you have already done when we did those two videos, and you know formulae for sin 90 minus theta, etc., or sin 90 plus theta, etc. Means angles 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta we have already done. So answer for tan and cot also known to you. Now, when you move further, actually main thing starts from here, because proofs of these I have not given, and you have to fill these columns now on your own. I fill these columns as sine of 180 minus theta is same as sine theta, and sine 180 plus theta as minus sine theta. Now, once you understand this, perhaps remaining two you will be able to fill on your own also. Now, sine of 180 plus theta, I have mentioned here in 180 plus theta, you go to third quadrant, and their answer for sine will become negative. So sine of 180 plus theta is minus sine theta. Another thing, in third one I had mentioned, answer for sine comes in terms of sine only. That is why I have written here sine. Okay. But here I had mentioned in 90 minus theta or 90 plus theta, sine becomes cos and cos becomes sine, right? So these two columns are according to this also. Now, when you go further and try to write other things like cos 180 minus theta or cos 180 plus theta, now you know why I have written there minus cos theta and minus cos theta, and same with tan of 180 minus theta and tan of 180 plus theta. Tan 180 plus theta you can understand. 180 plus theta means you are in third quadrant, and answer for tan we had already written here in the first one, that answer for tan theta is positive. So we know that answer for tan of 180 plus theta, because it is in third quadrant, would be positive, and tan remains tan like in 180 plus theta formula. So here no negative sign is appearing. Fine. So this is how I have completed 180 minus theta and 180 plus theta. Now what about 360 minus theta and minus theta? Actually 360 minus theta and minus theta both are in fourth quadrant. So only answer for cos would be positive and remaining sine and tan would be negative, and sine will remain sine, cos will remain cos, tan will remain tan. So according to this, sine of 360 minus theta or sine of minus theta, both would be minus sine theta. Cos of 360 minus theta and cos of minus theta, both would be nothing but cos theta only. And tan of 360 minus theta and tan of minus theta would be minus tan theta. So this is how in one table I have given you all allied angle formulae. Please try to fill those last four columns, especially this, and this. These four columns on your own, because proofs of these I have not given in any video. Only using these three tricks you should be able to fill those columns. Okay. Now this is how I have finished now giving you tricks how to remember those formulae. You are still free to find out your own ways of remembering them. I will get something new in my next video. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.